Working out won't magically put money in your bank account, and anyone who tells you that is lying to you. But what it does is far more subtle and far more powerful because it changes how the world responds to you long before money ever enters the picture. We like to believe success is purely rational, that outcomes are decided by intelligence, effort, or merit, but human systems don't work that cleanly. They run on perception, shortcuts, and assumptions, and your physical presence feeds directly into all three. Working out doesn't make you rich directly. It makes the path toward wealth less resistant, and resistance is what quietly kills most people's momentum. When you train consistently, you're not just changing your body, you're sending a signal. That signal says you can commit to something long-term, endure discomfort, and delay gratification without quitting. Most people cannot do that, and everyone subconsciously knows it. Before you ever open your mouth, your appearance already suggests whether you can manage responsibility, pressure, and stress. This isn't about vanity, it's about signaling reliability in a world where trust is expensive. People make judgments faster than they admit, often within seconds of meeting you. They judge your posture, your energy, your presence, and your physical condition before they ever judge your ideas. Those judgments are not fair, but they are real, and pretending they don't exist doesn't protect you from them. When someone looks fit and grounded, people assume competence, discipline, and stability. When someone looks neglected and depleted, people unconsciously lower expectations, even if the resume is identical. Confidence isn't something you think your way into. It's something you earn through proof. Training gives you that proof every day you show up when you don't feel like it. That proof changes how you speak, how you hold eye contact, and how you carry yourself in conversations that matter. When confidence is embodied instead of performed, people feel it immediately. And when people feel it, they listen more closely, push back less, and take you more seriously without realizing why. Being physically fit also changes how much energy you have available to deploy in your life. Energy is not motivation, it's capacity, and capacity determines how much opportunity you can actually handle. Long days, early mornings, late nights, and stressful decisions are far easier when your body isn't constantly fighting fatigue. Fitness increases your margin, and margin is what separates people who grow steadily from people who burn out repeatedly. When you can sustain effort without collapsing, you quietly outperform others over long periods of time. If this perspective is new to you, it's because no one talks about fitness as an economic advantage. They frame it as health, aesthetics, or self-esteem, but rarely as leverage. Yet over years, better energy, stronger presence, and higher stress tolerance stack in your favor the same way interest does. Working out doesn't give you money. It gives you endurance, credibility, and momentum. And those three things are what wealth quietly builds itself on. Working out won't magically put money in your bank account, and anyone who tells you that is lying to you. But what it does is far more subtle and far more powerful, because it changes how the world responds to you long before money ever enters the picture. We like to believe success is purely rational, that outcomes are decided by intelligence, effort, or merit, but human systems don't work that cleanly. They run on perception, shortcuts, and assumptions, and your physical presence feeds directly into all three. Working out doesn't make you rich directly, it makes the path toward wealth less resistant, and resistance is what quietly kills most people's momentum. When you train consistently, you're not just changing your body, you're sending a signal. That signal says you can commit to something long-term, endure discomfort, and delay gratification without quitting. Most people cannot do that, and everyone subconsciously knows it. Before you ever open your mouth, your appearance already suggests whether you can manage responsibility, pressure, and stress. This isn't about vanity, it's about signaling reliability in a world where trust is expensive. People make judgments faster than they admit, often within seconds of meeting you. They judge your posture, your energy, your presence, and your physical condition before they ever judge your ideas. Those judgments are not fair, but they are real,
and pretending they don't exist doesn't protect you from them. When someone looks fit and grounded, people assume competence, discipline, and stability. One of the biggest advantages fitness gives you is stress tolerance. Most people think stress is mental, but it's deeply physical, and an untrained body panics faster under pressure. When your nervous system is used to discomfort from training, difficult conversations and high-stakes decisions feel familiar instead of overwhelming. This is why physically trained people often appear calmer in chaos, even when they are under the same pressure as everyone else. Calm is power, because calm people make better decisions when outcomes matter. Training also teaches delayed gratification in a way no book ever can. You put in work today knowing there is no immediate reward. Weeks pass before progress shows, and months pass before results are obvious. This conditions you to stop chasing instant wins and start playing long games. Wealth is built the same way, through patience, consistency, and resisting short-term comfort. Working out also rewires how you see effort. When you regularly push your physical limits, everyday challenges stop feeling dramatic. Tasks that once felt exhausting begin to feel manageable, and manageable tasks get done. This shift alone separates people who execute consistently from people who stall. Execution beats intention every time in both fitness and finance. Your physical condition also affects how others treat your boundaries. People are less likely to waste your time when you look composed and grounded. They interrupt you less, challenge you less frivolously, and respect your space more naturally. These small interactions add up, reducing friction in your daily life. Lower friction means more energy left for things that actually move you forward. Over time, fitness changes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who reacts to life and start seeing yourself as someone who trains for it. That identity shift alters the decisions you tolerate, the standards you hold, and the risks you're willing to take. People who see themselves as capable act like it when opportunities appear, and people who act capable are offered more opportunities than they realize.
Fitness also changes the rooms you are allowed into. High-performing environments tend to cluster people with similar standards, and physical discipline is often one of the quiet entry requirements. Gyms, sports leagues, and fitness communities regularly overlap with ambitious, driven networks. These spaces create casual conversations that later turn into opportunities. Access alone doesn't make you rich, but lack of access keeps many people stuck. Being in shape also protects your earning power over time. Health problems don't just cost money, they steal momentum and focus. Missed work, reduced energy, and constant recovery quietly cap how much progress you can make. A strong body lowers the odds that your life gets derailed by preventable issues. Longevity matters when wealth is built across decades. Physical training improves cognitive performance more than most people realize. Exercise sharpens focus, improves memory, and increases decision speed. Clear thinking compounds when applied to money, strategy, and career choices. One better decision per week doesn't feel dramatic, but over years it changes everything. Mental clarity is one of the most underpriced assets in modern life. Training also builds proof-based confidence rather than motivational confidence. You don't feel confident because you tell yourself positive things. You feel confident because you have evidence that you do hard things consistently. That evidence shows up in how you speak, negotiate, and set boundaries. People respond differently to confidence that is earned instead of performed. Over time, fitness reshapes your relationship with discomfort. You stop avoiding strain and start seeing it as temporary and manageable. This makes taking calculated risks feel less threatening. Most financial growth requires stepping into uncertainty. People who are comfortable with discomfort step forward while others hesitate. Fitness also reduces personal fragility, which most people never factor into success. When your body is weak, small setbacks cause outsized damage and recovery takes longer than it should. A strong body absorbs stress, illness, and disruption with less fallout. This resilience keeps you in the game while others are forced to pause.
Staying active is often the difference between consistent progress and repeated resets. There is also a quiet status component to physical strength that society rarely acknowledges openly. People associate physical capability with competence, leadership, and reliability, even if they deny it. This bias shows up in promotions, partnerships, and who gets trusted with responsibility. You are not rewarded for fairness, you are rewarded for perception. Ignoring perception does not make it disappear. Being physically prepared also changes how you negotiate your own time. When you respect your body, you become more selective about where your energy goes. You say no more easily, tolerate less nonsense, and protect your schedule more aggressively. Time protection compounds just like money does. People who control their time control their trajectory. Training also stabilizes your emotions in high-pressure environments. When stress spikes, an untrained body escalates panic and impulsive decisions. A trained body regulates faster, keeping your thinking clear under pressure. Clear thinking during critical moments often determines financial outcomes. Most people lose money during emotional moments, not logical ones. Over the long term, fitness rewrites how you relate to effort itself. Hard work stops feeling dramatic and starts feeling normal. Consistency becomes part of your identity instead of a temporary phase. This is where discipline quietly replaces motivation, and discipline is the trait most strongly correlated with long-term wealth. As this discipline compounds, something subtle but powerful happens to how you see yourself. You stop identifying as someone hoping things work out and start seeing yourself as someone who prepares for outcomes. That internal shift changes the risks you're willing to take and the standards you refuse to lower. Prepared people act sooner when opportunities appear. Those who act sooner capture more upside over time. The way the world responds to you also continues to change. People listen more closely, question you less, and assume you are capable before you prove it. This doesn't mean life becomes easy, but it becomes less resistant. Reduced resistance is one of the most valuable advantages you can have. It allows momentum to build instead of constantly resetting. Fitness also reinforces self-respect through repeated evidence that you keep your word to yourself. Each workout is a small contract fulfilled, even when no one is watching. That integrity carries into how you manage money, relationships, and obligations. People who respect themselves make fewer self-sabotaging decisions. Self-respect quietly protects wealth. Over time, all of these effects stack together. Better energy, stronger presence, calmer decision-making, and wider access create a feedback loop. None of these advantages feel dramatic in isolation. Together, they compound into a completely different trajectory. This is how small daily choices quietly reshape financial outcomes. Working out does not make you rich by itself, but it makes it easier for the world to believe in you and for you to believe in yourself. Belief changes behavior, and behavior changes results. Wealth grows where consistency, confidence, and resilience meet. That is the hidden return on investing in your body.